Hey, hello, this is Jeff Simaganda. I'm the founder of the Action Wealth Academy, the Action Wealth System, and the Action Wealth series of guidebooks and training programs. We work with individuals and companies everywhere. We help them to become more competitive in their chosen field because today you're competing with companies and individuals around the world. But also we know we don't leave them there. We look at their business model expertise and see if we can help them to create multiple streams of income. Because today, to really achieve the financial security that you're looking for, you have to have multiple streams of income. That's why the wealthy are wealthier today. You have to have 10, 20, 30 income streams, but at least it will help you to find at least 5 income streams in whatever you know already. But also we know it doesn't end there. It will take you a step further to see how you can put that wealth to work, turn into a business, make sure most of the income come from money working for you instead of you working for money. Because listen, you only have 24 hours in a day. You need to put money to work. Also, you need to protect it because so many people are rich yesterday and they're poor today because they learn to generate an income, but they don't learn to protect it so that they can actually, not because they're going to take it with you, because they're going to use it to make a difference in the world. You see, they don't sue poor people. The day you have something of value, they'll come after it until you learn to protect it. Okay, that's what we do. I'm also the author of 6 business books and also helped hundreds of people around the world to actually take their message out of their heads and turn into income streams. And that's why I've recorded this particular video for you, to really share with you why I believe what you know already can be a 6-figure income plus. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you. So please give me your time, switch everything off, be somewhere where you're comfortable, get a piece of paper and a pen and take some notes, because this presentation, I believe, will change your life. All right, let's get started. First of all, let me say this. Everything I say, they are my opinions, the stuff that I've researched, I've worked with over the years. I've been doing this for like 15 years. But in the last 10 years, I've concentrated on helping people like you turn everything that you know and turn that into an income. This is where I want to use this presentation over here so I can basically be in a position to take you step by step, because I don't want you to miss anything. I usually just talk, but I want you to be able to follow me, get a piece of paper and a pen, and take some notes. I do believe that what we're going to do now is to show you stuff that maybe you didn't realize that actually can impact your life. Maybe you didn't realize what you know already can actually change your life and can change lives of other people all around the world. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you today. Well, first of all, I want to say this. This is one of the highest paid professions in the world, and I will prove to you as we go along. You see, today, the movers and shakers of tomorrow are the one who's able to communicate their message well to the universe, to the world, to make friends all around the world. And there's the people actually today are changing lives. You see, in today's information age, if you're able to share what you know with the world respond and add value to you. So here, I want to introduce you to really what I call the action wealth expert. And really, for your time, I believe, is now. So let me basically go further and do my very best to speed this up a little bit. But before I go to another level, before I show you exactly what the system is about, I want to explain to you what the Action Wealth System is about, so that if you ever decide to work with me, you know I'm going to show you the entire system. So we have what we call a wealth creation one-stop shop. Here, what I do is first of all to tell you that you know something, that to build wealth, start from you. To build wealth is like building a house. And the picture you see on the screen here, it's a structure of a house. The house has a foundation, has the pillars, these are 5 pillars, also has a roof. The foundation is what actually holds the entire structure. So I believe you're going to build the tallest building in the country or in the city, you need to dig deeper. You need to create the foundation that will be able to hold that structure for a very long time. Now, the good news is each and every one of us can actually create this powerful foundation by investing in who we are. Everything you have today will be based on what you know. So that's the starting point. So first, you're going to have to decide what you want to do with your life. Again, I'm just summarizing this. I've got an entire weekend training program on an entire system like this. But I'm just want to describe this to you so at least you know that when I'm working with you, it's not just about the information, but also we're talking about the business and wealth creation structure, the entire system. We'll put it together to help you make sure you move from where you are to where you want to go and you never be able to come back. So the foundation is like you actually investing in who? In you. You see, the best investment you can make is the one you invest in yourself. So that foundation, you need to decide what you want to do, okay, or where you want to go, or what you want to be. And then find the people around the world who do that. Study them and start feeding your mind with the information that is taking you there. Meaning that the books you read, the networks of people that you hang around with, the audios you listen to, the TV you watch, the social media connection, the seminars you go to, everything that you do should be taking you towards that direction. Of course, not 100%, but at least 70% of everything you feed your mind should be taking you in that direction. You see, it's not easy for you to overcome the challenges of you getting out of your own way. So you have to work a little harder to invest more in yourself. So what you read, what you listen to, what you watch, what you network around, the seminars you go to, it has to be taking you where you want to go. Secondly, you need to take care of your health. You see, so many people, really, they're doing well financially, but their health is not in a good order. So I'm asking you to understand, no point in being wealthy and then you're not going to be around long enough to enjoy that wealth. Also, sometimes we don't do well purely because we don't feel well. So you need to understand your body is yours, it's your temple, it's you to look after it. So my message is always simple. Exercise half an hour a day at least. Break a sweat, all right? I believe drink lots of water. If 70% or more of our body is water, then you need to put more water in that. And 3, you need to eat the stuff you think is good for you. Most water content food is good for you because 70% of our body is water. So do that. You know your body more than anyone else, and you're the best person to take care of it. Study, read, research, learn so you can take care of yourself. But if you do those 3, exercise, so eat well, drink lots of water, and exercise every day, at least half an hour, break a sweat, you're going to be just fine. You don't have to become, muscle man, but at least know you have to break a sweat. Your heart must pump at some point. I need to get up and make this a routine because that's the only way you're going to be sustained because you're going to need the energy to achieve the wealth. And obviously the final part is the ability to present yourself. You see, God sees the inside of us, but people see the outside. You see, you never have another opportunity to make the first impression, but the first impression is the last impression with people. So I'm suggesting the foundation is about you being the best you can be. That best you can be is never going to end. Until we die, you're going to be learning, we're going to be developing, going to be taking care of our health and presenting ourselves the way we want the marketplace to perceive us. That is the foundation. And then because you've been working towards empowering yourself, the 5 pillars goes like this. These are the income streams I'm talking about. So the first income comes from what you know. That's what I'm going to talk about right now. How can you take what you know already and turn it into a 6-figure income? You see, in today's marketplace, teachers are leaders. Today's marketplace, when you teach, you learn more, but also you connect more people around the world. The more people you connect, the more wealth you're going to create. So in this particular case, the first income is going to be what you know. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. The next income, you're going to take what you know and put it online to turn that into income streams that are online. Okay, and then from there, you're going to take that income that you're generating online and make sure you structure yourself to understand this is a business. It's not a joke. It's not a job. This is a business. If you treat it like one, there are many benefits of being a business owner, including tax benefit, structures and legal structure designed to help you keep more of your money so you can take control and charge of your money. You don't want to depend on anyone else, not even the government, my friend. So you understand the business structure allows you to keep most of your money and then take that money and invest in pillar number 4. Invest in things like assets like real estate. You see, you need to learn to use other people's money. You see, most people give the money to the bank, and then the bank give the money to the people who they believe won't lose it. You need to be one of those. Each and every one of us can actually start investing in real estate, buying equipment and machinery, can hire to someone else to generate such an income. You need to buy asset that brings in an income. That's pillar number 4. And pillar number 5 is to invest in the movers and shakers of tomorrow. These could be companies, could be individuals, could be in your local market, could be in the stock market, doesn't matter. The key is whatever that thing that you say you know you've been working towards becoming, there are opportunities in that. You will be the best person to identify those opportunities because that's what you do. That's where you spend most of your time learning, researching, studying, helping others, generating an income. So you'll be able to see the movers and shakers of tomorrow, whether they're individuals or companies. That's basically those are the 5 pillars. I'll go into these more details when you decide to work with us, but for now, just give you some idea. And the final part is put a roof on that structure of yours. That roof is the ability to take everything that you know, protect it. You first need to protect what you know. You see, Like I said to you, they don't sue poor people. But the day when you have something of a value, they'll come after it until you learn how to protect it. Obviously, the final part here is to make sure that you're not going to take that with you. You're going to use it to create foundations and programs that will be here well after you're not here anymore. So create foundations, make sure you put that money to work. It's important that 80 to 90% of your income should come from money working for you 10 years from now. Or that should be your number one goal, because sometimes we don't have the energy, we don't have the time, or maybe we're ill and it can't work. We need to make sure money is working for us more than you're working for someone else. You're watching this, you deserve to learn. That is the actionable system. That's what I give you as a bonus training program when you decide to work with me. However, this is not what this presentation is about. We're going to talk about the first pillar, how to help you build the foundation and turn the first pillar and turn into your number one income generating tool, as well as number one marketing tool. All right, so let's get started on why I invited you to watch this particular presentation. Okay, so, all right, so what I'm going to try to do is to summarize what I'm going to cover for you. First, I want you to understand that what you know will change your life and also will change someone's life, because your story, your knowledge, your expertise really is your number one asset you have. So I'm going to show you exactly how you're going to turn that into income. So how do we do that? We do that by helping you develop your own story and learn to tell your story in such a way that actually generates you an income. We're going to make sure show you how to learn to create what I call masterful presentations. Those presentations allow you to communicate your message well. We're also going to make sure we help you to position yourself as an expert in the field so that every single person knows you, start to understand when it comes to that particular subject, it's you that should be thinking of. But also we take it a step further to make sure you package yourself. We're going to talk about how you can package your message and turn into books, audiobooks, special report, workbooks, seminars, and webinars, so that when people think about you, they actually think about someone who not only know, but also pack themselves well, because that's how you will be in a position to communicate more with the rest of the world. But also, hey, can you end there? No. Then you go into volunteer, start teaching, share what you know, promote yourself as an expert. That's how you're going to start letting people know they can become your friends. We try to create multiple streams of income. I said to you earlier, you can't rely on one income. You can't put all your eggs in one basket and just hope nothing happens to that particular basket. So we get a step further to share how to basically create partnership, and basically connect with people all around the world, because you see, this business is about collaboration and partnerships. We'll show you how to basically connect with so many people around the world and create different income streams. You use existing technology to make sure you create what I call the six-figure cash machine, because ultimately we're talking about six figures here, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. Now, you see, in this business, it's all about using your story, not only to grow, but also to market yourself, market your business. Today, actually all the time, those who've been able to communicate their message well, we know who they are. They change the world. You have to be one of those. You don't have much of a choice. That's the only way the world has gone. Your story and your message can help raise funds for charities and organizations that you care about. I help Give Blood, the youth program, and water. And I'll tell you the reason why I do that. So you should be able to do exactly the same thing. Also, the key to this is to live a profoundly, and I mean profoundly and purposeful life. That is the ultimate reason why we're doing this. This is so important. I want to really give you full attention so I can show you exactly where to go from here. Because ultimately, everything starts from here. And how do we start? Well, I mentioned when we started that I want to show you how to generate at least a six-figure income, $100,000 a year. I put $100,000 a year because when I say six figures, you can be based in different countries where six figures means absolutely nothing. But if you're struggling at $100,000, I can show you how to live a very good life starting from there. It's also give you the foundation to be able to invest more in how you can go on to use other people's money. Remember, my business model, my system, to show how to take $1 and invest it well and turn into $1.50, $2, $3, $4 as time goes on. You can't just keep working for generating income. You need to understand to put that income to work. But between now, I want you to make a decision. Between $100,000 and $1 million, what exactly is target income in the next 12 months? This is the hardest part people think, should do. But, what confuses me, there's nobody stopping you to write that number down. But you say, no, I can't. Because the only person who puts the limit to you is yourself. You can make $1 million, you can make more than $1 million, but it's entirely up to you. You can make $100,000 or $1 million. You can make $10,000. It's entirely up to you. Whatever figure you put on paper. But I suggest if you're going to do this business, I want you to start from 100,000 or more. And the reason why I say that, because I want you to take this business very seriously and you give it the respect it deserves. And also give me the time. And let me show you exactly how can you go about doing exactly that. So where do we start? We start from a place where you need to value your message. We start from a position where your story is important. You see, I didn't realize how powerful my story was. You see, I come from a country called Uganda, and 40 miles away from the capital city, Kampala. That's where I grew up, a place called Welo. There was a war going on, and as from the age of 7, 8, 9, we used to run away from one part of the country to the other. I used to see so many dead people, but when we run away, at some point, we needed to figure out how to survive. So it was suggested I was the boy, 9 years old, who knew how to ride a bicycle, to be given a list of goods to go and buy from a wholesale shop, bring those goods to our house. We sold those goods at retail, and we made a difference. And that's how, for me, I said I was lucky, because I did learn to make a profit from the age of 9. It wasn't by choice, but it was something we had to do in order for us to survive. Actually, people thought that was hard work. I loved it. I loved the idea that they did learn to make a profit at such a young age. I knew how to count, and I knew what we need to buy something for, how much we're going to sell, the profit we're going to make. I knew that if we spend all the money, we won't have enough to go back and buy more goods. So we spent some, we kept some. And in the end, when the war kind of ended, I didn't want to stop making money. I left the village, I came to town as an 11-year-old and started fixing cars on the street of one of the slummiest cities in Kampala. I was one of those boys on the street fixing cars. And then one day I saw one guy came to our garage riding a moped. He looked a very young boy. I looked at him, I said, you know what? Where did you get one of these? I asked him. He joked with me, was just trying to show off. He said, Jeffrey, I work in the city. I found a way it works. I showed up in the morning. I told him I can be useful. You see, my dad, when we were running away from one part of the country to the other, he was concerned that one day the government soldiers could catch me. And he gave me some advice. One of those advice, he said, if you ever get caught by these soldiers, they will kill you. The only reason to get a chance to survive. And by the way, it didn't matter whether you're 10 years old or 50 years old. They kill you because the kids actually used to fight these soldiers were child soldiers. So we are kind of the same age. Between the age of 9, 10, 11, 12, we were fighting. I was not a soldier, but basically they could kill me too. So my dad, what he said, make yourself useful. When they catch you. Because always useful people, they're the last people they kill. And most importantly, you can get a chance to get away if they start to believe you and trust you. So be useful. So when I came to the garage, I became useful. When you run away to go to that part of the country, I became useful by volunteering to go to the shop, buy goods. So at the garage, when I saw this young man riding a moped, I told him I can make myself useful. I'll come and work for you. This boy, basically, I worked with him for some time. I did learn in that environment how to buy low, sell high. I knew in the village, but this time I started to learn how to count, how to manage money, how to do my accounts, balance books. You see, by the time I'm 13, I know how to really run my own numbers, my own budget. My dad wanted me to go back to school. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but one thing for sure, I was not going back to the village. I was making enough money to me to take myself to school. So it'll be in the city. And second, I wanted to create my own business. But I did learn when I was working with this young man that he's never going to let me make my own money. Which you know today, if you work for someone else, they're never ever going to let you make your money, make more money than they make. So I decided that I needed to leave. But I couldn't leave until one day I saw people actually coming to the UK. So at 14 years old, I saved enough money, believe it or not. I raised enough money, I worked hard. And I got on a plane and I came to the UK. In those days, you didn't need a visa, you just came and hopefully they let you in at the airport. I didn't know anyone here, but I did ask enough questions to know what to do when I got in. Now, because I was such a skinny kid, I couldn't do what my local Ugandan friends used to do. Wash cars, work in factories. I did try, but I couldn't do it. In the end, I had to really figure out to do what I was doing at home, buying goods low, sell them high. So I wanted to look for a sales job. In that environment, I discovered that, hey, in sales, there are jobs everywhere. But most importantly, because there are jobs everywhere, you can make more money. The problem was, I didn't speak good English. The problem was, I didn't have the piece of paper that allows me to work. But in that environment, I discovered that there were seminars and workshops and books to read. And I had somebody say that if you can't do something, someone else can do it for you. And I was like, you must be kidding. I can't sell what someone else can sell for you. How does that work? You set up a company, they work for you. What if I don't have the money? Well, they have to sell first. Once they sell, you have enough money to pay them and keep some. I said my first company when I was 16 years old. We made more money first month than most people make in a year. I was so shaking my pants, didn't know what to do. But then I started researching and investigating. What am I scared about? Because the law says in this country, if I'm making money, creating jobs, paying taxes, I'm a good citizen, they can't take me back home. So I started building a business, I started to study. I became a personal development junkie. I started to go everywhere. But that story I never told. I didn't realize how important that was. Until one day I'm in Los Angeles at the event with Mark Victor Hansen, co-founder Chicken Soup for the Soul. They are the biggest publishers of books, personal development, self-help books on the planet. And he said, your story is amazing, Jeffrey. Why don't you tell it? I was on stage, you got standing ovation. From that day, that was 15 years ago. I said, I'm going to write a book. I didn't write a book until 5 years later because I was so busy. I didn't realize how powerful my story was. Ever since, my story has taken me everywhere. And I want you to understand, to tell your story because it can impact someone else. There's someone out there, the only person who can actually impact them is you. So don't take what you've been through, what you know already for granted because it can save someone else. But most importantly, it's going to save your life because the most valuable asset that you have. Okay? So I want you to take responsibility from now on. Understand who you are and what you stand for is all you have. So let's get going to make sure you can basically move forward. But I've got one question for you. What can you teach? You see, this is the question I ask everyone else. What do you know today? You can teach me because I know you know something the rest of the world doesn't know. What I'm asking you, what can you teach? How can you basically take what you know and use it to help someone else? Whatever that is what I want you to concentrate on. And if you can't teach anything, the next question is, what can you learn? Because you know something, if you can't teach something, we can learn something. But guess what? Teaching is learning and learning is teaching. So always remember, in order for you to learn something, you have to teach it. Teacher always benefits the most. You see, a lecture that you're going to deliver for an hour can easily take you a week to put together, which means you learn more. So a teacher always benefits the most. So each and every one of us must become a teacher. But also a teacher must be the best students out there. So what is it that you know today? Because that's what we need to use to turn that into your number one marketing and number one income generating tool. So that is the key. So what can you teach? And if you're going to pick something, and whatever that you pick, I want you to seriously think about it and give it a go and concentrate and focus. And don't be jack of all trade and just work on that for the next 12 to 24 months. Why? Because you want, when you focus on something, that when every single person they think about that particular thing that you say you do. You see the mistake most people make is the jack of all trade. Even if you go and ask most of your friends, they can't even say what you do because they don't know 1 minute you're doing one thing, the other minute you do something else. You want them to become the billboards of your particular services because every time they come to think about that particular thing, they think about you. If I'm a mechanic and I'm the best at doing that, I spent 2 years doing that, researching, studying, teaching every single person how to get the most out of their car. Every time the car breaks down, they'll think about me. So by concentrating and focus and work hard and teach the world about that and connect and network with some of the best in doing that, you'll be known for that. And that's how wealth and magic start to happen. We talk about it as we go along, but please pick one thing. Don't be jack of all trade. Pick one. And even if I know you can do many things, start with one. Every wealthy person can think of, you know them, they started with one thing. When I say Bill Gates, you're going to think of one thing. Richard Branson, you're going to think of one thing. You know, each person who succeeded in life, who achieved financial security, Basically, you know them, they study one thing. When you become successful in one thing, people assume that you're going to be successful in everything else. Hence why after one thing, you can succeed in so many, because the habits of being successful are the same. So pick one. And now what you're going to do is to make sure you position you in that as an expert. Position just means that every time somebody thinks about what you do, they think about you. Because you told them, you've stood up, you made them be aware that you are the best at what you do, and you're not only the best, you're the best student. You find the best to get the most out of that thing that you do. And they have to depend on you to really get the most out of it, depend on you for solutions about that particular thing, and they depend on you to be able to make their lives better, because that's the reason. So you position yourself. And then you, of course, we need to get so further. To position, you have to package. Packaging means you need to put your knowledge and expertise in documentations, in stuff that people can touch and hold, can take home. Every time they look at them, they remember you. That's how packaging is about. We're going to talk about packaging in a second. Promotion. It means from now on, every time you're out there promoting yourself. You see, there's no such a thing as before, that time for work and time for play. It's all the same. You know, you're at the bar, you're selling. You're on the train, you're selling. You're at work, you're selling. You're at home, you're selling. You have to be communicating, because at home, you're social media. Social media, you should be selling. Today, you're promoting your services every single day. It's part of you. That's why you need to choose something you love doing, because it's going to be part of your life. It's going to be your life. All right? So, what else? Now, there are 3 types of experts. And this is important you understand, because some people say, but Jeffrey, how dare you talking about me becoming somebody positioned as an expert in this thing? I'm not good at doing this. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Because each and every one of us, to be an expert, you just decide and say, I am one. And there are 3 types. The first expert is a results expert. You've done something that I haven't done. You've done something someone else hasn't done. You are an expert. You've been through some stuff I've never been through before. Your story can actually impact someone else's life. You're an expert. So anybody who's done something before, they've done it, won the t-shirt, discovered how it works, they're a results expert. You maybe have massive success, or you failed in that particular stuff, but so you know what not to do. I still consider you as an expert. Don't be confused. These people telling you, oh, you haven't made a fortune out of it, you're not successful. You know what people shouldn't do. So you are a result. You know something. You turn it into some sort of a result, and you be able to do that. Now, of course, if you haven't, then you can become what we call a reporter expert. A reporter expert is somebody basically going to say, listen, Jeffrey, I don't really feel very comfortable on this, but I love this subject. But I can go and report some of the best people in the world. And I'm going to report on this. I'm going to tell the world about what they do. And because of that, I'm going to tell the world how they do it, the best practices in this. And then in the process of doing so, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to be in a position to be able to package that, turn into structures that allows people to learn from. You see the books like Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill, if you haven't read the book, please go and find the book and read it more than 10 times. Napoleon Hill was not a rich man himself, but he decided, commissioned by Andrew Carnegie, who was the wealthiest man at the time, to go and learn the principles of some of the wealthiest people in the world and put into a volume to share with the world. Napoleon Hill was not a rich man, but he went to learn this principle and shared it with the world. And today, Think and Grow Rich is one of the best-selling books on this particular subject. If you haven't got it, please go and get it. You need to have a copy. Of course, if you're not a reporter expert, and by the way, anybody can become a reporter expert, whether you're 10 years old or 100 years old. Just pick something, learn it, start sharing with the world. The next is the role model expert. The role model expert is the expert that basically combines the two. They've done something, they've succeeded in something, they've have some results, but also they're students. You see, when I think about role models, I think about people like Oprah. Oprah not only achieved massive success, but she's also a student of studying other people who've achieved some kind of success. So I want you to think about people like Oprah, basically not only change their own life, but change other people's lives. So you can be one of those. But also let me make a caution on this. Some people, you could be one of those people who follow today. You see, people follow you without even you realizing. The question is, where are you taking them? Are you taking the better place, or are you taking them backwards? Are you genuinely investing in your craft to make sure when those people are looking at you, they're actually looking at that you're doing the right thing, because so many of us taking people in the wrong direction because we don't know our responsibility. We don't know people following us. People following you. There are people I used to follow. They didn't even know that I was following them because they were not aware. But I realized as I got getting older that, my God, they were doing things completely wrong and they didn't know. I want you to understand you're a role model to your kids, to the people around you, to your brothers and sisters, your nieces and nephews who basically think you're a super person. Be careful. Don't take it for granted. Be aware that who you are, what you become, and how you portray yourself and how you grow. You can actually basically be taking people in such a direction. If that's the case, you might as well turn that into a business and make an impact, and by intention, help yourself and help others. All right, so let's basically speed up a little bit. Okay, now what else happens from there? That basically means that in order for you to sustain this message, the reason why I call this presentation How to Generate a Six-Figure Income, $100,000 or more, and this is a part-time business, is because in order for you to sustain this message, to sustain this business, to grow the business, to turn your knowledge and expertise into an income, you need to create products, things people can buy. You see, I meet lots of experts. People know what they do. But you ask them, are you making any money? No. Do you want to make money? Yes. Do you have something to sell? No. You can't make money if you don't have anything to sell. And if you don't intentionally packaging something together well so that people can see the value and buy it from you, then you're not going to put it across. You're not going to come across. You're not going to invest enough time and money and effort to package something that looks good. Remember, you need to have a product to sell. In any business, that's why we use the word business. You have to have something to sell, because in this game, if you don't have a product, you can't make any money. If you don't have any money, you can sustain this message. So it's important you understand this part. So let's talk about these products. Before I describe some of those products, I just want to let you know that people learn 5 ways. They learn, first of all, by reading. So you need to make sure you create products that people can read. It's really important that in everything, people learn by reading. People read a lot of stuff. You read books, you read blogs, you read content on websites, you read articles, you read many stuff that basically find either newspapers or anything that really you find that can help you best learn something. You need to create material people can read. You also need to understand you need to create things people can listen to. People don't have that much time to read. Some people are lazy readers. So create material that people can listen to, the audio programs, MP3, okay? Also create things people can watch, videos like this. You don't have a choice in the matter anymore. That's why when we help you create programs, I bring you to my studio and we help you package and create your material, audio and video programs. You need to know to communicate with people like this. Unfortunately, that's the way the world is. I don't know where you are right now. You could be in a completely different part of the world and we never met before, but here we are talking to each other because that's how power video is. All right, experiencing. Experience means that we can meet face to face. You can come to my seminars, workshops, exhibition centers, and we can basically be able to meet and smell each other, talk to each other, have a coffee. That experiencing your message. And the final one is mastering the message. You see, human beings will take a long time to learn. That's why we need to have what I call continuation programs. You see, everything you listen to right now, the chance that you want to remember may be more than 10% tomorrow. That's why you need to have coaching programs, mentoring programs, week on week training programs so they can take you step by step. That's how you learn. That's why you need to create coaching programs, online training programs, subscription programs, membership programs, and that's how people learn. So learn by reading, listening, watching, experience, and master. So I'm going to show you some of those products, how you can create them, and exactly what's the best way to go about them. So the first product you need to create is really the important one, but it's the one will make you the least money, but it's the one which is the most important and it costs you the most money. And that one is the book. I don't know if you can see it. It's the book. The book, oh my God, the book will change your life. The book is worth more than your house. A book will open doors. A book will take you places. A book will make you an expert. A book will make you the authority. A book will make you the go-to person. And yes, you are, because by the time you spend the time to create what I call a book, not a booklet, a book of 200 pages, 250 pages, you must have spent time and energy researching, understanding the model, and before you know it, you are an expert. I want you to understand the one thing you need to do first is to write a book. You know something the rest of the world doesn't know. And by the way, the world is run by old people who died years ago, hundreds of years ago, because they wrote. People who write don't die. In today's marketplace, where you have to stand out to compete with companies and individuals around the world, you have to stand out. You need to get yourself the information structure in such a way you know how to communicate it. And the book allows you to learn the structure and the framework, allows you to learn it. You don't write a book for other people. You write a book to help you learn to communicate your own message first. As you're learning it, you have no choice but to share it. It becomes part of you. It's your story that is embedded within what you love to do. How are you doing it? That's how the doors get open. That's how, and by the way, can you think of anybody in a place of power, and I mean real power, who hasn't written a book? Or they haven't written a book on those particular people? Because we can't give them the responsibility if you don't know who they are, what they stand for. So yes, if you want more information on this, I've got an entire training program about the book. You need to write the book. The book is the hardest, it costs you the most, it makes you the least, but it's the most important. But it's worth more than your house, worth more than your car, worth more than all the education system you've had over the years. This is going to put the icing on the cake to give you more value. You're going to become an authority, the person with credibility. You're going to become the man who's the go-to, the girl who's the go-to person, and you're going to become that particular person the world think of when it comes to that. I think I've said enough about the book. And then we're going to take that book and turn into an ebook. Okay? People read on Kindles and electronic devices, same information. You're going to turn that into an audiobook. It's important we get someone to read that book so that you can turn it into an audiobook, because some people prefer to listen more than read. And then you turn that into a special report. Special report allows you to be in a position to communicate with people without them paying you any money, because people need to see what you have first. There's a say, if you can't give it away, you can't sell it. You have to give something away. And the special report is the way to give something away, but it's also marketing you as well. And then a workbook. A workbook, all the workbook does, it gives you the ability to deliver that particular message in such a framework that whatever is in the book is delivering into so many different ways. So those are the key important products you need to create. And then after that, you can now deliver that message via teleseminar or a webinar. Everybody's doing webinars nowadays. I do webinars. You can teach people all around the world. You have the structure of the information of the book, the audio book, the ebook, the special report, the workbook. Now you can deliver this over a webinar, or you can deliver this over a seminar, or you can deliver this, you can get that seminar basically be recorded and turned into DVD, or you can basically take that message and then basically what you do, you turn it to a 6, because once you do a seminar a couple of times, you can record yourself, turn that audio and turn it into a 6 CD. There's a difference between an audio book and an audio program. An audio book, someone else is reading that book. It doesn't even have to be you. But the audio program, it has to be your voice. So when you're doing a seminar, you can take that audio and turn it into a 6 CD. Each one of these is the product can actually generate you an income. And then of course, you need to understand long speeches and keynote speeches. Then now you can go and deliver speeches as a speaker. A speaker needs to have a structure and the ability to deliver that, whether 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, it's a weekend, whatever, a day. It's entirely up to you, but you have to have a structure for this. And then obviously from there, what are you going to do? You're going to turn into group coaching. I said not one-on-one coaching. One too many, group coaching. Okay? Of course, you can do some one-on-one and people pay you more money, but really group coaching I'm talking about here. And then if the companies, you turn to a consulting program. And then from there, you're going to put that and turn to and put that all the stuff online, so you can create income streams online that we talked about. And of course, you go a step further to understand there are people who need mentoring. Mentoring these people more or less watch on your behind your shoulder, basically watching everything and learning from you. Either you choose them, or obviously they pay you more because you spend more time with them. All right, and then from there, what do? You create that information and turn into different languages. We can help you turn into Arabic, Spanish, German, French, Mandarin, and English, of course. So Different language open different doors and make you different friends all around the world. And of course, what else? Instructor's guide. Everything that you do today, you need to be able to leverage, let other people teach what you know. You don't have to be in all places all the time, but you can let them go and be certified coaches or trainers or teachers of your particular message and pass on that to other people. Product licensing then comes from there. Once you created a certificate program, then you can license those people to sell your programs all around the world. And then the most important thing right now, which I usually believe once you reach that particular stage, you need to do, learn to raise money for charity, become a spokesperson. I'm a spokesperson to give blood. Why? Because my brother had a car accident in my country, Uganda, died because there was no blood at the hospital. I didn't realize they don't make blood. We have to give it. That's why everywhere I go, I encourage you to go and give blood. Go register and give blood wherever you are. 2, water. I grew up drinking water you can't even use to clean your car. In some part of the world, especially in my country, people still have the same issue. The youth program. I was 11-year-old fixing cars on the street, and I wish there were many people who were there to educate me. I managed to get away. Other kids didn't get a chance. And still the same today. We all need to mentor at least 10 kids a year. If we all did that, we can make a huge impact, especially in our continent of Africa, where we have almost 70% of the population under 30, almost 50% under the age of 15. We have a lot of work to do. We have an opportunity. We have a time bomb on our hands. So with that, how you package, let's talk about exactly how do you promote that message. Because ultimately, you create the packages, now we need to promote it. The way to do it is very simple. You need to make sure you create what I call the regeneration system. Before you start talking, put everything in place. Make sure you can capture those leads. Make sure you capture what I call value. You don't need to understand this. We'll explain as we go on. All we mean that now before you start talking, make sure when people listen to you, they can give you name and address. You can offer them something. Remember the product we created, we have some stuff for free they can give away so people can stay connected with you. You don't want to talk and then people disappear. That's why I'm asking you entered your name and email address when you came to watch this particular video. Or I already have your information, I send you this video as a friend. But ultimately, I have to offer you something. You have to have some value. This is the value I'm giving you so they can keep connecting with me. The whole idea to get to know me, so you get to trust me. Maybe in the future, you think about me if you want to turn your knowledge into an income, especially 6-figure income. And then I will give you more training so they can add more value so you keep engaging with me. And also, at the end of the day, I'm going to ask you to buy. Obviously, you need to create sales pages. Those sales pages allows you to ask people to buy something. Because once you take the details, you share your knowledge with them. They get to learn. At some point, you need to put something in front of them for them to buy. Some do, some don't. It's okay. But there will be those people who genuinely want to be helped by you. And they'll be more than happy to sign up on your program. And then from there, of course, you need to deliver what you say you're going to deliver. Deliver more than what you say you're going to deliver. Thank them. And make sure you keep adding more value to keep the relationship going. People, they'll be your friends for life. That's why in this business, you gotta be loving doing it because it's gonna be part of you forever. It's a good business, pays big money, but also it takes some commitment. All right, so make sure you create what I call ongoing support. That's what we have, that you need to have in your business. By the way, all these we show you how to do. You don't even need to worry about it. Affiliate, ask your customers to partner with you to tell other people about your programs and let them make money, which by the way, I also ask you to sell my program to your friends and family, and I basically help you make more money. And that's how that structure. Once you have that set up, and we have a system, we help you to set that up. Once you have to set up, all that set up, now do yourself a favor. Get out there and start teaching. Teach every day, every time, everywhere. That's what you need to do. Just give away stuff as much as you can. I give away stuff online. I give you stuff offline. I do free live broadcasts on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. So I teach as much as I can so you get to know me, you get to trust me. Maybe in the future, you can do business with me. This is about relationship building, and you have to buy into that idea. By the way, this is part of your life, so it's not even work. It's what you do. All right. Now, remember one thing which is important, and I want you to get this part. We get paid around 10% of the value we bring to the marketplace. Actually, that's how business works. Let me repeat. We get paid about 10% of the value we bring to the market, which means if you're going to make $100,000, the chances are you're going to give almost $1 million in value. The question is, Jeffrey, am I going to be able to give $1 million in value? Don't worry. Yes, you are. So that's why when you make money in this industry, you don't need to apologize. The industry, the world, and the marketplace benefiting more than you are. So when every dollar you make, it means you helped more people. The more people you help, the more money you're going to make. And to be honest, that 10% is sweet. Why? Because the other 90% is going to come back to you in testimonials and thank you and emails you won't even believe. You're going to be thankful that you're alive because you're impacting more people around the world. There's nothing more powerful than making a living, helping others. And you're going to get out there and speak in person. You can get out there and create videos like this on social media, webinars and telecast, online presentation. You're going to do everything, e-newsletters, case studies, anything infographic we believe can help you, special report blogs that help you go, articles and website, so many things you need to do, white papers. Listen, all this sounds a lot, but you can pay somebody a few dollars to do all this for you. Remember, the hard part came from creating structure, that information into a book, into a structure workbook. That was the big job. The rest now, you can even pay people to do this. All this technology, by the way, don't worry about it, it's already existing. If you know how to copy and paste, you know how to use Word, then you can use technology. If you don't, someone else can do it at very, very minimal cost. We have people around the world looking for jobs to work for you 24 hours a day for peanuts. All right, now to get step further, make big money, to learn to partner and create affiliated programs around the world, meaning let other people tell other people about you. They make more money for themselves, make you more famous, and they make you more money. We'll show you exactly how to do that. I'm speeding up a little bit here. I talked about different languages because they open up different marketplaces. That's why I want you to think and work smart. Licensing. Listen, there are over 2,500 regions around the world. I can tell you at least you can license about 10 or 100 regions. And that's enough for me to give you financial security that you need. But before I close this particular video, I want to give you some idea on some of the numbers, because you may be saying, Jeffrey, talk about 100,000. How is that possible? I want you to think about more than that. But let me give you some little examples. Let's start from a book. If your book is about $1925 and you sold 100 books a month at $19, at the end of the year, you just generated $22,800 a year. Some people, this is all they make entire year, working 95. If you went out there and deliver your information, volunteer to speak everywhere, people buy your book. Don't worry about it. Okay, what else? Audiobook. Audiobook costs more. But let's imagine you sold at $29, 100 a month, that's $2,900 a month. That's $34,800 a year. Now, remember, it's entirely up to you. You can sell the audiobook and give away the book for free, or you can do a special offer. A book and audiobook, you teach selling all that for $29. Entirely up to you. I just want to show you what's possible. Are these guaranteed incomes? Absolutely not. Are these possible? They're minimal. Some do more, some do less. Depends how much time and energy and investment you put in. What about audio program? I love audio programs because this is you now, did the training in your own voice, a 6 CD. That, the minimum cost for that is $197. This is the reason why I love them. You sell a 50 a month. And by the way, if you've done everything we tell you, you can. 50 a month, that's $9,850. How much is that a year? $118,200 a year. One, you can give the rest of it away. And that gives you the lifestyle of a millionaire. We can show you exactly how to do that. Then you can take that money, invest into different assets to build you the financial security. You don't have to earn all the money. Just earn some, invest some, keep some, put some away, and let it work for you. What else? Okay, webinar. I love paid webinars. Some free ones, but paid ones allows you basically to charge. Either you can train them every month. I have one, 6 weeks to 12 weeks, I charge $100 a month. One is $495, the other one $2,000. It's entirely up to you. You can charge $99, and you can either, give them a year's course, and every week you teach them once a week. What are you doing? Why can't you teach once a week for 12 months, or once a week in 2 months or 3 months, or whatever the time you put on? I do 12 weeks maximum, and I charge the same amount. Okay, so I charge $495. You can charge the same amount, or you can do these numbers: 99, 100 sales a month, and each one pay you $99 a month. And you give them everything that you have. You teach them everything. At the end of the year, $118,800. Again, these are examples. Membership sites, same thing. I love membership, continuation programs. You need to do one of those. Again, same type of income. If you have 100, pay you $99 a month. What else? Speeches. Now I need to be careful on this one, because people say, Jeffrey, who pays you to speak? You're right. They don't pay as much as they used to. But go and speak for free, because you have products. Make sure you line out to speak, to sell on the platform. But every time you get out there to speak, whether it's for free or you get paid, you need to be able to generate $2,500 in income, either in sales of your programs or connection or partnership that you're going to make. But make sure you earn $2,500 every time you do that. So if you did just 2 of those a month, you make $60,000 a year. This is just bonus extra income you can make, because you're out there every time you speak, you're making friends, and they're buying into your other programs. Listen, this is what you do. This is your life. This is what you love. This is not work. Ticket sales. These are seminars. I love seminars because they allow you to spend more time with those people. Could be a weekend seminar. You can do one every quarter. You can do one a year. You have 1 year to promote it and put 400 people in the room, or 100 each quarter. And you charge $497. You can give everything else away, including weekly coaching and free reports and books and audiobooks. Everything you give them, they're in your coaching program for just $497 a year. Okay? If you did that, and you did 100 a quarter, or you did 1 a year, and give them everything else, you made $198,800 a year. Listen, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I want you to give this business the attention it deserves, because I can tell you, there's no better way to make good money, achieve financial security, doing what you love, changing lives, impacting other people all around the world. Online courses, same thing. I'll be asking you to sign up one of my online courses. I charge $497. Okay, one $497, the other one $995. Now, if you did $497 and you have 20 sales a month, at the end of the year, you made $119,280 a year. These are good money. You see, the point is, you can pick one of these. You can choose which one you like, you feel more comfortable, and just run with it. DVDs, we don't do DVDs as much as we used to, but again, the best way to package that information in DVDs and give it away, again, if you live video, you need to be on camera. You have to get in the studio like me, you create DVDs, you can basically do that and send people 1 DVD a week, 1 DVD a month. They're in continuation, receive a DVD every week to learn something, as well as make that available online. Again, it could be the same, $119,200 a year. If you charge $497 and you did 20 a month. Remember, I'm saying 20, but if this is what you do in your spare time, if this is what you do when you're in social media, if this is what you do, you put money and investment and time to do this, there's absolutely no reason we can't make these particular numbers. And coaching. Coaching, you're going to have no choice. People will come to you and say, I want to be coached by you. Listen, make sure you don't do one-on-one coaching. It will kill you. It almost killed me. Okay? You almost glue the phone on your ear. Initially, it's exciting because you're getting started, getting paid for the first client. But as that time goes on, it's exhausting. That's why you need group coaching. If you did 10 at a given time, and you did 10 per month, at the end of the year, you made $179,640. If you did 10 and you charge 1,497. You need to charge minimum that because you don't want people to take your life away for anything less or let them do other programs. All right? And then the mastermind one is my favorite because masterminds allows us to go away in some beautiful location with some of your students, and you can create joint venture program, launch business ideas, and move to such a level that you energize people. They can actually go on holiday, bring their families, do learning, and have fun at the same time. These cost a bit more, but these they get more out of this. For $3,000, $2,997. Mine is $4,995. Yours you can do $2,995. You spend $1,000 on each student. You'd be amazed how much you can do. VIP treatment all the way. And they'll love it. Best times. And you out there, by the way, facilitating, you're not even teaching. Beautiful occasion, having a good time, and making their lives better. And at the end of the day, you walk away with $299, $500 a year. That is one of my favorite programs. We did one in New York. We did one in Dubai. Did one in London. We're hoping to do another one in some place in Africa somewhere. But please, this is an incredible idea. Look at it. Now, I said you pick one that suits you. But if you were to add these numbers up, just to give you some idea, if you add these numbers up, as example, I'm not saying this was going to happen. I'm saying if you take these basic numbers, altogether, you're talking about 1.4 million for 1,414,820. It's 1.4 million. You just taking information out of your head, you package it well, you're giving this business some serious thoughts. You put your money where your mouth is. You created world-class programs. You partner with some people, and you picked one thing that you love the most. And your first target, $100,000 a year, and you moved on. That's the key. If you pick 2 or 3 packages, you're fine. But listen, if these numbers don't work for you, what if 50% of these numbers would happen? Would you say no to $700,000? More than $700,000. Okay, what about what if 20%? 280,000. Okay, what if it was only 10% happened? Would you send it to 140,000? What are you doing today extra? We're bringing $140,000. And the key is because you're part of our program. We're going to teach you, remember the house? We're going to teach you how to take that money. You're building an online business. You're building a business structure. So you're going to keep more of your money in terms of stock system. We give you tricks and ideas how to keep more of your money, invest in assets in that particular industry or another industry. You partner, you protect, you create a protection program for your family, for yourself, your business. Invest money where it can work for you. Support charities. Man, there's no better way to live. So these are just example. Disclaimer here. I'm not saying you're going to earn these numbers. There are no guarantees. Each one can put in a certain amount of energy, but these are the basic numbers that is possible. Some people make more than this. Other people make, 10 times this amount. You don't want to start that. You start at the very smaller end. Start at 100,000 as your target. It's the best place to start. You join the top earners in your country. And in the end, the foundation starts from there. All right. By closing, I just want to ask you to take this business very seriously. I want you to follow me. Ask me any questions you might have. But right now, I will tell you that these books of mine, they've been my #1 marketing. And also they've been my #1 income generating tool. They open doors for me. They got me to work on and be partner in some of the biggest real estate projects around the world. They opened doors for me for partner in some of the biggest consulting programs. They opened doors for me to become an example and a person to contribute to my community and somebody who basically be seen as an expert, helping to raise my children in such a way that I'm an example to them because I'm trying my very best to live on the path that because when you teach, you have to stay on the straight line. The world's so destructive nowadays, it's very difficult to stay on the same path if you actually don't have anything that you're following yourself. You need to be somebody people are looking for answers. They call you all the time. And when people ask you for answers, you ask you for answers, you go and look for them. When you're too busy looking for answers, you don't have the time to be distracted by so much going on around the world. That's why I'm really encouraging you to do this. My Wealth Messenger book is you'll get a copy when you decide to sign up with me. My consulting book has opened up opportunities in some of the biggest real estate projects around the world. My financial literacy, I'm giving 1 million copies to create a $10 million, financial education for teens and their parents program. In one part of the world, I'll tell you when that deal is done. But the point is, I'm giving my knowledge to make a difference in the world. But I wrote the book to help my teenage daughter learn more about money. So what I do, they do. What we do, our kids do. We are an example to people whether they like it or not. I want you to write your own book. I want you to create your own program. Now, I've also assisted hundreds of people around the world for the last 10 years. I can help you too. All I would say is this. My offer to you is I want to help you take everything out of your head, package that so you can position yourself as an expert. I want you to package yourself, not only position, but package and promote yourself as an expert. Help you to create multiple streams of income. Make sure you understand how to partner with people around the world, but most importantly, how to outsource everything I've just talked about, because it sounds like a lot. No, it's not. You can outsource all that stuff. All you need to do, know what you want. The people are there to do the work for you. If that's basically interest to you, you want to build a six-figure income, $100,000 a year at least, if you're a beginner. If you're already started, then double that number or more. Then I'm giving you an offer you can't refuse. I want to give you $2,000 value of my time, $1,995. But I want you to answer these particular 3 questions first. I'm going to coach you one-on-one, take your message, take your story, and help you structure it in such a way that allows you to get started. All you need to do, there's a button on this video. Click on it. It takes you to the page. Answer those questions. The first question is, what can you teach? What is your message? What would you want to teach the world? What's going to be your knowledge of expertise? Even if you don't know it very well, don't worry. You're going to learn it because you're going to learn as you're teaching it. 2, what do you want to call your book? I'm assuming you're going to write a book. Even if you don't, I want you to think yourself as an author. Someone's going to have a message, has a name, has a structure, has a formula or a framework of teaching it to you and to others. And number 3, what are your message going to do? What problem is it going to solve? And those are the 3 questions. What can you teach? What would you call your book? And what solutions are you going to provide? What problems is your message going to solve? That's really important. Once you fill those up, I'll call you personally and I'll arrange a one-on-one 2 hours of you and me on Skype, or on WhatsApp, or on the phone, or one-on-one if you're in the city where I will be, and you're going to have a discussion. If you go ahead and click that button, I'm happy to show you exactly what you have to do. And what you have to do is just fill the details, and I'll be able to call you back or get started. Please understand, this is one of the biggest opportunities that you ever come across, because it's about you, it's about your life, it's about your story, it's about building that house. Remember, foundation, expert income, internet income, business structure, investment in assets, investment in the movers and shakers, of tomorrow, whether it's local market, stock market. Protect your wealth, put that wealth to work. Use it to create foundation and programs to make a difference in the world. Leave a legacy behind you. That's the structure, but it starts from you. So go ahead, click the button below, fill those details, and I'd be more than happy to have those 2 hours with you as my gift for spending an hour on here going through this. Until next time, take care. God bless you. Don't forget, it's a business. There is 6-figure minimum. If you're ambitious, want to make 7 figures, it is possible too. Take care and God bless. Bye for now. Go ahead, click the button, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye for now.